What's the word? What's the word? Tap in. We live. We live. We live. Tap in. Tap in. Tap in. We live. Tap in. Tap in. Tap in. Let's get at least 15 people in here, 10 to 15 people in here. Tap in. I might be doing a 24-hour live too, so should I go live 24 hours today? Should I start the 24-hour stream now? What y'all think? Should I start a 24-hour live stream today on Twitch or YouTube? Tap in. Let's get some more people in here. I should have went live at 12 o'clock. What's the word? Slew Hustle. What to do, Brandon? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's get some people in here. I might be doing a 24-hour live. I don't know. Get some more people in here before I get to talking, man. I know y'all ain't got no jobs. Y'all trying to make some money. Tap in. Come on, let's get some money. Sheesh. Let's get some people in here, man. What it do, Keefe? Tap in, tap in, tap in. Make sure y'all tapping in, getting y'all FaceTime 1-1 limit gems too for 350. 5 questions. Don't miss out on this deal. No FaceTime lessons. They ain't limited. Let's get some more people in here. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Get enough people in here. I get to talking. Like, share, comment, subscribe. See, y'all want people to tap in today. Y'all gonna get a chance to get a freebie, a free method or something. So y'all ain't in here. Oh well. Free methods, free all that. Everybody that's tapped in here, make sure you subscribe to my Twitch to get your free method. So if you ain't subscribed to my Twitch or none of all my platforms, you can't get it. So, and you got to hit me on my Telegram. So make sure y'all tapping in so I can get y'all a free method. Get y'all some money. Let's get some more people in here, man. Tap in, like, share, comment, subscribe. Roll my little stick up, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck is this? You brought yours at the end of April. You still waiting? Did you pay to skip the line? Do you think you're the only person that paid me? Matter of fact, let me show you something. Cause y'all be thinking like y'all be the only person that paid me for these lessons. Over 700 people pay me for these lessons. You see that? You see where it say call. You see that? Like, do you see that? Do you see that? So that means there are many people before you. There are people who paid last year before you. That's why I give y'all the opportunity to skip the line and pay the fee. Like, y'all be crying over these little 5 questions. Like, listen, y'all not the only one who paid me. I got a life. I have to go live. I got to do YouTube videos. I have multiple businesses that I run. I'm a father. I got to do my cybersecurity. Like, y'all got to understand, like, please do not come to me crying, because that's going to make me not want to talk to you. Y'all calls will get pushed down farther. So y'all need to just chill, understand. Like, y'all not the only ones who call me or pay for them lessons. And I got a life. I got other things to do. I got to be patient. And if y'all want y'all call to be soon or next, just pay the fee. If you don't pay the fee, please do not cry to me. Just like when you go take your car into the car shop and they got 10 cars before you, it's going to be a little longer. They were first. So then I skip 10, 20 people. Then I call you. Then they gonna be like, hey, bro, I paid to skip the line. I paid to skip the line, bro. Why you ain't call me yet? Why you ain't call me yet? Come on now. Then I gotta do these load ups for people. We gotta do this shit. Get people they you know what I mean? Like, y'all gotta understand. When you the number one vendor, when you a real vendor, you be busy. I'm a real vendor. Like I'm a real vendor. Did y'all forget? Did y'all forget I was a real vendor? Hey, Velvet Viper, whoever you are, thank you for waking me up. I need that wake up. Like, y'all gotta understand. Matter of fact, we could do it like this. Like, sheesh Louise. That's why I do not like doing for cheap, because all the cheap people come, all the broke people come, and they believe with these broke, irritating attitudes. Like, man, that's why my prices are what they is, so I can eliminate all the irritating people who see broke people be the most irritatingest people. Cheap people be the most irritatingest people. They think they pay $1 million for some cheap ass shit and be on your nerves, get on your nerves. It don't matter what you is, you pay the cheap ass price. I'm not even talking about you. I'm just as a general statement. So if the shoe fit, wear it. I'm just stating a general statement for my business. I didn't say you. I didn't say Velvet Viper is broke. I said people. You're not the only one who played. If the shoe fits, wear it. But I didn't say you. Y'all be so defensive. And that's another thing. Y'all it's crazy. Ain't nobody say you. Like I told y'all, you're not the only one who I'm working with. Y'all not the only people that I'm working with. Y'all be like y'all don't fucking understand. Y'all pay people for their services, but expect them to go on y'all time. Like, no. You pay for my services. And other people did too. So y'all gotta wait. Just like everybody else gotta wait. Then y'all be like, oh, so watch this. Everything cap. Hello? Hello? Hey man, I brought mine in April and I'm still waiting. Like,
Hello?
what up?
What's good with you, bro?
What's the word?
Oh, nothing, man. I just wanted to, learn about that Cash App glitch, man.
You got your 5 questions together, or you just want to learn about that?
No, actually, I do have my 5 questions together. I want to learn about that. I want to learn about the where can how to do the DIY, do it yourself, Bitcoin loads. The third one is I wanted to know how to do the clone cards because I do have all the equipment. I have Card Peak. I have all.
That's all you need to know.
That's all I need to know, bro.
When you pay me?
Paid you 3 months, 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago.
Did you think I was gonna call you?
Yeah, I did. I just knew that it was gonna take a while.
Okay, just making sure because people be thinking like they be the only people that pay me, and I'm supposed to like stop what I'm doing and like just call them and just get them my undivided attention. Like, no, it don't work like that. Like,
No, I already knew, because I look at your thing every day. So like you do cards, you do all kind of shit, bro. So I know that you ain't just sitting there all day just making calls, bro. That's like unrealistic.
I can't do that. I'm glad you understand that. So we're gonna start off with the Cash App method first. So a lot of people trying to do the Cash App method, the quote unquote
Okay. 1 second.
so you can be able to follow along what I'm saying, so you can understand what I'm saying. So you like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be saying it. You like, you got to go back to it. And like, okay, so this part, no.
All right, I'm pulling it up right now. Let me get to my files. Downloads. Where's that? Where is that? 1 second. Damn.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Now I'm on live stream too, so like I gotta keep working. Okay. Like people, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's nonstop for you.
People be like, I gotta get at least 2 hours of sleep. Like, can I get a little sleep in? Like, can I like close my eye? Can I eat? Like, people, can I take a shower? Like, jeez, like I be over here trapping for real with this content. Like, y'all ain't seen me with 20 videos probably with the same thing on.
Yeah, for real, for real. Hey, all right. So look, I got it pulled up.
All right. So when it comes to the Cash App.
Now, when you talk about the socks and proxies, right? Because I bought a linkable from you, and I tried to do this like a year ago, right? And of course, it was a different bin number, and it didn't work, and that's why.
has certain security databases. So when it comes to your location, and that's where a lot of people get it mixed up and messed up at, because they just go search it and they just click on the first one, not knowing that you got to find the right one for your location. And once you find the right one for your location, then you will be able to it. You just don't know what's going on. That's exactly why it's called the glitch, because it's glitching. It doesn't know where it's coming from. Is it coming from this bank, or is it coming from that account? And that's where people get it misconstrued up. And that's why you need
proxies or the location of where the card was from.
nah.
Not it. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Because
that makes sense, right?
Where I was going wrong. Yeah, it makes perfect
sense. 100%, like 100%, like so the Cash App play. Now you get why it's called that and how it works and all that, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. For sure. Yeah, I was just messing up. You know, when I was trying to do the socks and proxies, like if the zip code said got you. Okay. Oh yeah. I got it now. Everything else you said makes perfect sense. Yeah. But that's where I was messing up.
That's why I tell people to get these lessons, bro. People, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna break it down to you so you can understand it. And it's not as hard as people think. It's just that when people ain't never did something before, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be foreign language because they don't know. That's like me trying to go drive a CDL truck or something. I don't know what's going. I don't know how to work this truck. I'm gonna get frustrated. Like, man, I don't know. It look easy. It look easy because they know what they doing. They didn't did this before. They did it multiple times. And people are like, oh, you make it look easy. Well, people who make it look easy because it is easy because they did it so many times, so they know what they doing. You can't get mad because somebody know what they doing and you don't. How you gonna get mad at them? Well, learn.
I do want to ask you this. Another thing. Now, does it have to be done?
No, but your best bet is because you can't. Sometimes when you do Cash App on the computer, Bitcoin don't pop up.
Gotcha. All right. For sure. All right. So yeah, we good with that. I got that. I'm doing that shit today. Got that. Thank you so much.
For sure.
The DIY. Now I bought the DIY method from you.
For sure.
And then what happened was I wasn't able to capitalize on that shit either because we got all the way to the part to where that's where I was messing up with everything. Like, cause me and my daughter would do it.
Meme coins, different type of coins, and they duplicating other coins that's popular and hot. Once you duplicate that coin, people gonna start investing into that coin. So if you get you a hot coin, but you got to be able to know how to like code and create coins, and a lot of people don't do that. So it's places on the
I know I don't. I can be honest.
So you gotta make sure that you got.
Got it. Now, what about that? The Amazon gift cards?
Do it, not, you know what I mean?
Hey, this shit's crazy. Like, it's so easy, bro. It's easy, but yeah, just understanding that socks are proxies, man. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay, I got that. Oh, and the last thing is the smoking. I'm high as fuck. Oh my god, I just had it. It was the
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We live. I'm giving real life lessons right now. I'm letting y'all know, like, this ain't no game. This real. Am I letting you in on some good information right now?
Man, you let me in on some great information, bro. Great information.
Was the lessons worth it?
Changing information.
Was the lessons worth it? Let the people, because I'm live on like 6 different YouTubes. Your face or nothing ain't showing, but let them know you got your lessons, and I'm letting you know the information. Like, this ain't no game. Like, oh man, it's worth it.
Man, step by step, you know, he gave me everything that I needed to know. He explained the socks and proxies.
Don't say too much.
Detail about it. Every detail about it. He taught me about the Amazon plan.
Everything, just everything, bro. Everything, bro.
Just everything, man.
I'm trying to tell y'all, like, people be like, man, bro, I paid over a month ago and still haven't gotten my call. When you pay? What month did you pay?
Yeah, back in March.
Oh, okay. So somebody in my chat right now told me they paid in April and they still waiting. They got the emoji like, oh well, like, bro, like,
man, come on. Hey, look, it's worth the wait though. That's the thing.
This is Telegram. This is Telegram. Let me, like, people like, bro, you can't.
Hey, it's worth the wait, man. Anybody who's listening, it's worth the wait. Trust me. I'm totally satisfied.
Y'all,
the information that we see.
Like, real chat. Like, ain't nobody scamming y'all for y'all coins, bro. Y'all just gotta understand and be patient. Like, everybody want this sauce. Everybody want these gems, and we're really out here teaching people valuable information about credit, about methods, about any and everything that can help somebody become successful and make some money in life. It's gonna take a little time because you're gonna make sure that they get every and anything that they need to know. You're not gonna rush nothing, none of that. I don't rush calls, none of that. I make sure you get everything that you want to know. So because I don't want to hear none of that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, bro.
So what was you about to ask though? What was your last question?
Yeah, the last question is gonna be, as far as like the dumps and the people. I'm going through the steps. Everything is looking right, just like on the tutorial. Then I get to the ATM.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, to bypass all that bullshit. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's true. I got it now, man. I got it. I got it now. I'm about to make some money today, bro. So,
hey, that's what I'm here for, man. That's what King Hustle here for, man. You want to learn how to make some money with credit. You want to learn how to make some money with these methods. You want to learn how to make some money investing. You want to learn how to make some passive income. I'm the man to help you with to make your first 100 grand. Easy as that. It's not hard.
One last question. So, do you? Are those still good for like primary accounts?
As far as business or personal?
Both.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when it comes to personal, those are credit builder trade lines. So y'all got to understand that. But when it comes to the business side, those trade lines, it ain't no. It's personal credit is different from business credit.
Yeah.
It's a utilization rate on the personal side. There's no utilization rate on the business side. So you get business trade lines and shit. It's just gonna be a business trade line. You get personal trade lines. It'll either be a primary trade line or a credit builder trade line. And they want to see more primary trade lines than credit builder trade lines. But you can still have credit builder trade lines. But a lot of people don't understand that getting primary trade lines are actually hard because you got to get things actually in your name for mortgages, auto loans, credit cards, and these are the ones that classify as actual primary trade lines, not cell phones, not these petty little bills. I mean, you can start using those as primaries, but they won't hit as hard as real primary trade lines.
Got it. Makes sense. Okay. All right. See, that's all I got for you, bro.
That's all you got it. You got no more. Hold on. Sheesh. That's just the hard part. Like I said, every social project don't work for everybody. Everybody in different locations. So what might work for me might not work for you. What might work for you might not work for me.
Right. But I was just like, that's the whole thing. That like when you told me that, like you was like, I want to bust my fucking head open. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I'm doing all this shit, but where I was genuinely messing up was trying to find a property in that location. So like, okay, so like the card you gave, right? It was for, I think, for Michigan, right? You do not have,
once you connect the IPs, and that's the whole point of you connecting the IPs, because it's going to connect the IP to that card, it's going to match.
Right.
The configuration is for the security. It's for the security to do that. You know, so hold on, let me mute this.
I got it now. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, man. I'm so thankful, bro. I don't believe. Thank you.
Hey, man, that's what I do, man. That's what I do. Help people out.
You know, it's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing, man. You're a blessing to all of us, man.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
But you know, I'm very appreciative, man.
I'm trying, man. No problem, man. So if you got any little questions or something about anything, just hit me up. I got you. You need any more lessons? Just hit me up. You know, pay for it, and we gonna go from there.
For sure, bro. Thank you, man. And you have a blessed day, man.
You too, bro.
Alrighty.
Now what? What y'all gonna say now? What y'all gonna say now? Oh, he don't be giving out sauce. He don't be giving out gems. He don't be helping people learn how to win. All the methods be fake. All the methods is cat. What y'all gonna say now? What can y'all say now? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe, man. We getting it in early. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Y'all be like, man, he don't really like, y'all gotta understand. Like, I'm the GOAT. I'm the originator of this. Like I've been doing this 6 years ago. Since 6, 7 years ago, I was talking about this type of stuff, and it's all on the. If you're on Milwaukee Made King Hustle page right now, go to my live videos and then go back 6 years ago. I've been dropping talking songs, all that. So ask yourself, with all these people out talking about this right now, 6 years ago, how old was they and what was they doing 6 years ago? I'm the one who got people wanting to sell methods and sell sauce and all that. I'm the one who started that. Facts. I started that. I'm the one who started talking about this type of stuff on YouTube. I'm the one who started this. People was talking about it on Instagram and people was clipping their stuff and putting it on YouTube. Me, I said, ain't nobody finna get views off me, so I'm gonna just clip my own stuff and put it on YouTube and start talking on YouTube. And now everybody doing it on YouTube. Now I've been doing this. Y'all know what the deal is. Y'all know where I came from. You just, when you're in life, you got to elevate sometimes. You got to keep growing. You don't want to stay in the same position. And that's what I did. But I ain't don't forget where I came from now. But we can get back to that for sure. Like, y'all know what it is. Like, I'm King Hustle. Like, anything that pertains to getting some money, I done did it. From selling drugs to fraud to credit to clothes to hoes to whatever. I didn't did it and made money, cars, shoes. I didn't sell almost any and everything and made money with it. That's why my name is King Hustle, because I'm the king of hustle. Like I know I just gotta hustle. Like if y'all want it, I can sell it. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Show some bread. Boy, you want to see some bread? You want to see some money? You want to see some money? Here, let me give you some motivation. You see that? You see that right there? That's what you do when you get some money. You see that hanging? See that chandelier? That's what money buys. You don't just keep money, you spend it. So, you want to see some money? I just showed you $1 million. There go a milli right there. Motivation, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, why y'all be so fascinated with money? Why y'all not fascinated with the things that money can buy that can make you more money, called passive income, like businesses and shit like that? Like, what's the fascination about money? Like, what you gonna do with it? Like, straight up, like that's kind of played out. Like, showing money, like, all right, cool. Now, what you gonna do with it? You gonna invest it or you gonna blow it? I rather show things that make sense that people can buy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my first video 6 years ago I made on YouTube, I was homeless, sleeping on my sister's couch, sleeping in a car, selling drugs. Still doing fraud, but sleeping on my little chick floor and shit. Sleeping in the car outside her crib. Just all facts. I didn't did it all. I didn't been through it all. What is showing money gonna do? Like that's kind of old school. Like that's kind of played out. That's kind of like for like people who ain't never had money. Like, I'm finna stop wearing all this. I'm finna get some smaller look a little small little cross. You ready to get paid? Listen up. Now, like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. $50 for water. That's why I don't go to clubs. Clubs is a scam. If I don't own the club, I'm not going. They just charge this man $50 for a bottle of water. I ain't gonna lie. That people like getting scammed. That's y'all problem. I just realized that people like getting scammed. Like, it's a scam going on every and anywhere that you go, from overpriced taxes, all everything. Like, people feel comfortable getting money and getting scammed. Like, people feel good like paying more for stuff and getting scammed and feel like they got money. Like, bro, that's the dumbest stuff ever. Like, I don't get the logic of people and what they think. Like, bro, you just paid over. You cool paying an extra $250,000 or $100,000 or extra thousands of dollars or something just because? Like, no, that's a scam. Like, bro, everybody trying to get over on somebody. You know, businesses and all that. That's why people got to start paying attention and being woke. It's a lot of scamming going on. It ain't got to do with credit card fraud and all that. No, it's getting over is a scam. Like, paying taxes is a scam to me. Like, getting over. Like, why are we paying? Like, you ever just like, who be door dashing in here? Who door dashing here? Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Let me put y'all up on game. Let me put y'all up on game real quick. View receipt. All right, here. So look, can y'all see that? Look at all them taxes. Look at all them taxes. You got a delivery fee of $7. Look, the total was $30, right? Look, the total was $30. $30.86. The delivery fee was $7.99. The service fee was $4.63. The estimated tax was $2.30. Got a $3 discount. The dasher tip was $8.50. Came out to almost $60. An extra $30. That's a scam. Like, what is a service fee? Like, so he got and they make you give the delivery a tip. So you basically paying the delivery like it's a scam. Like, it's all a scam. Like, this is a scam. Like, what? All a scam. People like getting scammed. Like, at some point in time, I don't care if you do got money. You're like, bro, I'm tired of paying all this extra money for nothing. Like, just like I tell people, just because you got money don't mean you want to spend it all the time. Like, people who got money is cheap. People who got money is the cheapest people in the world. Why you think all these millionaires and billionaires, you don't see them they wear the cheapest clothes? Elon Musk don't even got a house. Y'all got to start waking up, my people. Like, really wake up and pay attention. It's only the black community that they ain't never had nothing, so they feel like you gotta go spend it as soon as you get it to show to give this impression of this high class person. Like, you ain't gotta what? Y'all been talking about my gap for 6 years and still ain't did nothing with it because they are my original teeth. Y'all see that? So many people cannot do that in the world right now. So many people cannot do that right now in the world. And that's so facts. A lot of people got overbites. A lot of people can't do that. My mama and my granny had a gap, so I'm gonna keep it. I love my mama and my granny that much. And I don't care about listen, I'm not self-conscious in my heart and in the world that I feel like this gap or that I got is holding me back from doing anything. Like people do those type of things because they got insecurities and they feel like people don't like them or attracted, so they get with other people. The world the prize is being attractive and what you're supposed to do, and they get that and they just look more goofier. Like women, we don't care about no BBLs. Dudes don't care about BBLs. Why do y'all think y'all listen? Women are dangerous. They are the most insecure, delusional people in this world that they will get. They literally got fake hair, fake nails, fake eyelashes, fake breasts, fake butts, just all the way fake. But this the problem with it though. Chicks willing to scam to get fake profiles and stuff, do all this extra work to get this BBL or veneers or whatever, and all you gotta do is just take care of yourself. You don't see white women getting BBLs. White women don't have booties at all. They are flat. They don't have that gene. But white women have the best butts out here right now because they are naturally working out. They're not getting BBL, so their butts match their thighs. Black chicks have this big of a thigh and this big of a butt, and it looks like an ant. We don't like that. That looks retarded. Black chicks get BBLs over fat, so they be like looking goofy. Like white women just gonna work out and they gonna make TikToks and make a black man want them. And they're not gonna give us a hard time and attitude and all that. Like, why do y'all like? And they don't wear makeup. Y'all be a whole creative. Women be a whole creative characters out here, and men can't do nothing. We get hounded for getting Beijing and Bean. We can go bald. Now what y'all gonna say? Y'all still gonna love us. Natural. Men be 100% natural. And gotta chase somebody who got bills due, who's struggling, who just fake. Like that don't make sense to me. Like that makes zero sense to me. Why should a man chase a woman who needs help? Why are men chasing problems? We gotta stop thinking with our Peter Weeders and get you a lady who want to make some money with you. Like, why is it that every man gotta help the woman? Why is it that? Never mind. Let's get back to this money. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share. I'm gonna say that for the podcast. Call it what you want to call it, podcast, man. We're gonna say that for the podcast. Cause listen. It ain't all about money over here. We got real life issues that they call me like a young Kevin Samuels out here. Like, bro, I'm King Hussle. Like, bro, I just got my own. So boom, let's talk about credit fraud. Right now. A lot of people are getting rich off credit fraud right now. Profiles, other people's credit profiles, businesses, all different type of stuff, and it's all based off credit. People are starting to gravitate to the credit game. People are starting to realize that the banks will give you lump sums of money, and that why do all these nicky tacky methods where you got to go get a $200, $300, $500 out of ATM 30 million times, where you can go walk in the bank and get one lump sum of money at one time. and people are starting to like people are sitting around all day, every day, thinking of clever ways to get over. It could be credit, it could be on a person, it could be anything. People are literally, and when you got a lot of time on your hands, a lot of things come to your brain, especially when you're thinking. So people are, like I told y'all before, sometimes people do certain things not with the intentions to do anything wrong. Like people commit fraud without the intentions of doing anything wrong. Like Matt Cox, he owned a lien company, a mortgage company, a title company. The lady came in, she had two different social security numbers. They thought she was committing fraud. No, she just was trying to get a clean slate. So she used her son's social security number, went back to her maiden name, and got a whole new profile. That right there gave him an idea like, okay, maybe I can do the matter of fact, y'all want to watch that? Y'all want to see like how y'all want to see how a certain situation turned this man into credit card fraud, identity theft, mortgage fraud, and all this stuff just by a light bulb being turned on because this woman used a whole different like he. Like, let me show y'all because I can show you. I want to like y'all won't be understanding how stuff be working. Like, let me show y'all real quick. It's probably in my history. I do be watching a lot of videos though. Ain't gonna lie to you. Hold on, I'm gonna get this video for y'all. We finna watch this. I just went live, so it should be popping up. All right, here we go, right here. Come on with the ad. Now, what I want y'all to do is pay attention to what he's saying, how he started doing CPNs and fraud, and I like how he learned and what light bulb clicked on his head. Like this side, a lot of things happen a lot of times, and people don't
Matt
understand it.
Cox, and today's video I'm going to
I'm
talk
turning this up.
about prior to me going to prison when I first started committing fraud, and it, I'm not sure I'm really going to talk. I'm not really going to talk about when I committed a mortgage fraud as much as when I committed basically kind of like credit card fraud and kind of how that developed, and and essentially what happened, kind of how I went through the process. But before we get to all that, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, like the video, and share it with your friends, and leave a comment for the algorithm. So I was a mortgage broker. I was, gosh, how old was I? Well, I mean, I started as a mortgage broker. I was probably 20, 28, 29 years old. And God, things were not going well for me at all. I ended up working for, after college, I worked construction for a while, but then I was then I was a, I got my insurance license, and an insurance adjuster for a while, and that was a horrible job, and I got laid off one time, and another time I ended up quitting one job. I got laid off from another job, but the truth is, it was just really monotonous, and it was a lot of paperwork, and it was a lot of it was not the job for me. What ended up happening was I started working construction, and then I had a girlfriend that came to me, and she's told me that, look, you got to start, you got to become a mortgage broker. She was working for a company that was a subprime lender, and they were doing well, or she was doing well, and so she was like, look, you've got to do this. You'd be great at this. So I did. I went and I applied for the job, and I flew out to I think it was North Carolina. I was trained for 2 or 3 days, and they flew me back, and I started at the mortgage company, and I did really well very
Pay
quickly.
attention.
And of course, I did very well very quickly because, like, the very first loan I did, I immediately started committing fraud. It was, I'm not going to get into exactly what happened or how it happened, but essentially the first loan I had, it was going to go under because of like one 30-day late. So I whited it out, and then next thing you know, next guy that came in, he had an issue. I fixed his issue. Next thing, it just went on and on, and the entire industry was, extremely well. There was a lot of corruption going on. It didn't feel like it was that big of a deal. So ultimately, though, like, let's say a year or so later, I ended up owning my own mortgage company. I really honestly didn't even want to own my own mortgage company. I just wanted to be a mortgage broker, but things kept happening uh, that it just ended up. I ended up starting a company. I started a company with maybe 4 or 5 guys, and I would say, and that mortgage company there was a lot of fraud involved in that
Oh,
mortgage company.
y'all.
One of the things that happened at that particular mortgage company was that I remember a woman came in one time. She had applied for a mortgage, and one of my brokers pulled her credit. And he came in, he showed me the credit. He was like, look, the credit looks great, right? I was like, yeah, credit's great. She had like a car loan. She had a couple credit cards. And so it was great. It was like, okay, it's perfect. She had like, and her credit scores were in the
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way
Where
to
it
get
come
paid
in
a
at,
way
y'all.
bigger check without having.
It's how it happens.
mid to high 700s, and she was perfect. She'd been in at the same job for 4 or 5 years. She had everything was perfect. But when he was putting together the package, he realized that her W-2s had a different social security number on them than he had pulled. And he was like, that's weird, right? I forget exactly how he caught that. But so he called her and asked her to come in, and she came in, and she came in my office. Like, he didn't want to have that conversation with her. He was like, I want her to get upset. So she came in my office and sat down. I said, look, we've got a discrepancy here. And she was super nervous. And I showed her I said, this is what we pulled, and this is what you provided, this is what you told my broker on the phone.
This is how his life of
But
fraud started.
here's the W-2 you provided. So I showed her the W-2, and she was like, well, what's wrong with that? And I showed her the discrepancy, and she went, right. And I said, well, what happened? What's the issue? I was like, look, you can tell me. I don't care. I'm not calling the police. I just want to know how you have 2 social security numbers.
And I'll help y'all
And she
listen.
was like, well, she'd gotten a divorce. And when she told me, so what she said, look, when I got a divorce, I had all this credit in my married name. Her husband had run up all the credit cards, and they got a divorce. She probably, who knows. She said she got a divorce. They had a repo. They had an eviction, and she said that a friend of hers had told her that she should apply for her next property in her maiden name and use her son's social security number. And her son was like 1 year old or 2 years old. So she pulled her credit. She went to the apartment complex and used the son's social security number and her maiden name. And she'd been married for however many
Y'all
years.
listening?
And because she didn't want to use she was being evicted, and she didn't want to use that address. She was like living at her family's house at that point, like her parents' house. So she used the parents' address. She used her kid's social security number, and she used her maiden name. So the only thing that was really the same with her was her first name, that there was a credit bureau attached, was the first name and the date of birth. Everything else was different. Well, obviously, if her name was, let's say, Janet, there's probably tons of people with the first name Janet and that social or that date of birth. So the credit bureau actually created an alternative credit profile for her. And so now, using her maiden name, which she had credit in, but it was 5 or 10 years earlier. So she pulled her credit using the new SOCH, her date of birth, and her essentially her new name. And that created a new credit profile. So she got the apartment, and she said after she got the apartment, she applied to get several like car loans or something. And so the salesman, like, she didn't get them. Like the salesman was like, listen, you got to get some credit. You ought to get a secured credit card. So she went out and, using her maiden name, her son's social security number, and the new address, and applied for secured credit cards, which of course she got. She got a few secured credit cards, and after she was like, and after several months, I went back and I applied and got a car loan from like Ford or somebody who at that time I would finance anybody. She made the car payment, she made the secured credit card payments, and then she said after a year or so, she said, I started getting offers from credit card companies that were offering unsecured credit cards. She goes, so I got my money back from the secured credit cards, and I opened up a couple unsecured credit cards. She goes, and now I want to buy a house, and I came in and I applied for a mortgage from you guys, and you guys approved me, only you approved me using my son's social security number. I just remember thinking, I should have been thinking that's horrible, but I remember thinking, wow, that's genius. That is,
See what I'm saying?
amazing. She had completely created this synthetic identity. And imagine, you can imagine, it was easy for her to go out. She got a driver's license in the name, in her maiden name. It was a real name. So she just switched back to her maiden name. So she's providing this number and this and borrowing money using this alternative credit profile. So I was like, okay, that makes total sense. And she was like, well, I'm so sorry. Please don't call the police. I was like, oh, what are you talking about? We're going to change your social security number on your W-2s. So we changed it on the W-2s, and the loan went through, and she got a loan. No problem. So, well, at that time, I was already, I had a couple of friends of mine that had gotten in trouble with the FBI. And I remember thinking it might lead to me. I should preface this by saying my mortgage.
When the everyday excess falls away and we instead prioritize what matters,
brokerage business had the ability to pull credit. We pulled what's called a tri-merge. I mean, we could pull individual ones. We could pull like just Equifax or Experian, whatever. But we could also pull all three bureaus. So we would pull a tri-merge. So I remember I went out and I grabbed the social security number. I mean, this is horrible, but I went to the file cabinet. I opened the file cabinet. I grabbed a bunch of 1040 forms, and there were people that were taking deductions for their children. Their children's numbers were there, and their social was there. So you got some 2-year-old kid, and I took the kid's social security number, and I went and I pulled the credit, and I made up a name. It was Lee Black. So I made up the name Lee Black. So I made up Lee Black and used some social security number that I pulled out of the file cabinet, put that on, put a date of birth that was like 7/7/1970, and I pulled it. And it came back, credit profile not found. Okay, that makes sense. I understand there's no credit profile. But I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply for some credit cards online. So I applied for some credit cards online, got denied. All of them were denied. Using, of course, the alternative social and name. So using Lee Black's information, I applied for several credit cards online. All got denied. But then I re-pulled the credit bureau. I went, it was a pain. You had to recontact who we were pulling from and tell them, look, I need to re-pull this. Can you wipe the credit so I can re-pull it? And they said, well, because typically they would, if you re-pulled it within 30 days, they just give you the same report. So I went back and I re-pulled the credit, and they said, okay, we'll re-pull it. So they repulled the credit and gave it to me, and all the inquiries showed up. But what didn't show up was it didn't say no record found. It now listed Lee Black's name, the social security number I'd given them, the date of birth I'd given them, the address I had given them. And I remember I used the address for what was called they used to be called mailboxes, etc. And I think that the UPS store bought them all out. I could be wrong, but somehow or another they're gone. Some of them are now UPS stores, where they have the mailboxes, the private mailboxes. So I used that one of those, and so I got, but all the other thing that showed up on the credit was all the inquiries. So now the name, date of birth, social security number, and address, and all the inquiries showed up. So I now knew I had created a completely synthetic identity. Well, my problem with that was this, that it's like, okay, so you've got this synthetic identity, and how do you utilize that? What's funny is, I owned a mortgage company. At this point, I owned the mortgage company. There had to be 12 guys working for me. Probably 10 or 12 guys working for me at this point, because I'd started with very few, but by this point we'd moved to a bigger office, and I had gotten more and more guys. The small company, the 4 guys ended up being like 6, and then 8, and then 10. It was like, okay, you got to get a bigger space. So I went and got a larger office space. I had like 12 guys working there. I actually had a couple guys working out of their houses, just because they didn't want to come in the office. They just wanted to pay a small cut. But how do you make money with a
full service delivery and load? Give your move the white glove.
You gotta ask them, man. Who
synthetic
balls you?
identity was like my question. I was like, well, how am I going to make money doing this?
I had to ask her, like, who
So
balls you? She said, huh?
I decided I was going to go ahead and just, keep paying those, or actually get the secured credit card. Yeah, I thought, you know what, I'll just get the secured credit card. Like, I'd always helped clients like build their credit. Like, some guy comes in, he gets turned down. You go, well, look, you really ought to think about getting some secured credit cards, this and that. So I went ahead and ordered the secured credit cards. And I remember thinking, like, one of the things that I ordered the secured credit cards, but one of the issues was, where do I have them mailed? The address that I provided was a UPS box. There was a mailboxes, etc. box, but it was a UPS box. So here's the issue. Those credit cards have to be mailed somewhere. Where do you get them mailed? I ended up going to the exact mailbox, etc. And I want to say UPS box. So I'm gonna say UPS box. So I went to the UPS box, and I got a UPS box. Now the street address was the same, but I had never put down what the what the box number or the apartment number is. So I remember I got a box in my own name. I then turned around and I ordered all the cards using that box. Only I didn't put box, I put like number. I just put number, whatever, So they always had an issue. If you put like apartment number, they'd have an issue. So I put just like, let's say it was, 1000 Hawk Ranch Road. I wouldn't put apartment 101. I put like number 101. And I printed out the applications. I mailed them off with a money order, and boom, 2-3 weeks later, the credit card showed up. I remember walking in that first time and getting that credit card thinking, oh my God, that is amazing. They actually gave me the credit card. So I ended up just making the payments on these cards. I'm just paying and paying and paying. And I remember thinking the credit profile, I remember thinking, well, how am I ultimately going to make money doing this? And what ended up happening was I ended up making several more of these guys. And I'm not going to get into what I was doing with all of them. Like, I might go over that another time or something. Or if anybody's watched, my full interviews, there's tons of interviews on me out on YouTube. So it's not difficult to find what ultimately I did. But I started creating these false profiles. At one point, I had to end up making a driver's license. And what I did was, I remember looking at my driver's license, because the problem is, you've got these credit cards, so how do you really use them? Well, you can buy gas, you can buy stuff over the internet, but at some point you might need to go in to a store. You're gonna have to show your your driver's license. And I didn't have a driver's license in the name Lee Black or any of these other guys. So at one point I ended up taking my driver's license and I looked at it and I remember scratching off the name. You could actually scratch off your name. And I thought, if I scratch off my name and put another name on it, would they notice? But the problem was, there was a hologram on it and overlapping all of that. And I was like, oh man, what am I going to do about that? I ended up taking it and really checking out all the security features. And I went to the DMV and I got an ID. I went and got an ID. I remember, listen, I got an ID and like 2 weeks later, I remember I went and got another ID. I remember they said, you just got an ID. I was like, I know, my girlfriend threw it out. She was pissed at me. And they were like, all right. So I ended up getting a couple IDs. So I get these IDs and I went and got like 220 grit sandpaper at Home Depot and I lightly sanded off my name, but left the hologram. Then I buffed it up. I really kind of made the hologram not so visible, but you could see it. But in certain areas, it was gone, just like it would if you kept your driver's license in your wallet or in your pocket. Those holograms wear down. I took that and I retyped all the information to Word, and I reversed the image. And so I overlaid. I remember I kept printing it out, and I'd overlay it and make sure it was in the same spot, and it wasn't. I'd tap it over one font size, and then I'd shrink the font size to make sure it tapped the right way. And then I had it the separation. I kept playing with that, and eventually I got it to where it overlaid perfect. But the problem is the font was laying on top of the paper. So I got a transparency. I went and bought a transparency, the same stuff like when you were a kid and they would put the transparencies on the projector. I went and bought these thin transparencies. So I got the transparencies and I then printed the information on the transparency. The problem with that was this. The problem with printing that on the transparencies now was it was easily rubbed off, and you'd hold it up, you could immediately see that it was sitting on the transparency. So then I decided I printed it in reverse.
My old Femme Care wash didn't keep me fresh, but Secret Deodorizing Body Wash gives me 24-hour whole body freshness by actually washing.
And I went and I ordered this ultra fine transparency paper. And then I started printing all the information on the reverse. So now I have a blank ID, and I would then overlap or overlay the transparency with your name in reverse. But now you're seeing through the transparency into the actual ink, and now the printed font, the printed information, but now it's correct. It's the correct size, but it's layered between the plastic of my ID and the actual transparency.
You're getting busy.
So I went. I got
this man perfecting the fake ID.
And I would glue stick. I would take the glue and I put glue on the actual ID, and then I'd overlay it and I'd line it up so that it was perfect. I'd put it in a book, I'd trim it down, put it in a book, wait for it to dry, and then I'd take a razor knife or an X-Acto knife and I'd cut around the ID, and then I'd take like 220 grit sandpaper and I'd slightly buff it down so that it was perfect. I mean, I would take my thumbnail and you'd have to click and click and click and really push to even get in between the two to pull it back off. So it was that fine. You could rub it and everything. It was on there hard. And so I'd made this ID, and you could hold it up and you could look and you could still see the hologram.
The hologram?
Now, the hologram didn't exactly go over your new name, but it was in different spots. And if you simply saw the hologram like over my face or over the Florida information, the Florida logo and all the other information, it looked perfectly real. So I at some point, now I did this for multiple guys. Like I was constantly going and getting IDs. Back then they would let you. I think they limit you to the amount of IDs. But look, the fact is walking in, giving them an excuse and trying to get the supervisor to sign off on giving you another ID. I mean, that was not difficult because it's me. I got that information. I would get multiple IDs. I'd sand off the information. I'd print out whatever information I wanted. I'd overlay it. And I had a fake ID. I mean, it was a fake ID. I changed the issue number for the Department of Motor Vehicles for Florida, and I would change that number. And there's actually an an actual calculation for what that number is. So I had to kind of figure out what that calculation was. It was probably a real person's number for all I know. But I ended up getting that. I remember I made an ID for Lee Black. And I took the ID and I took the credit cards. By this it had been months. By this point, it had been months and months and months. So I took the ID and I went and I opened a bank account. You want to talk about being terrified about opening? At this point, I'd opened a bank account. The first time I opened a bank account with a fake ID, I was terrified. But I remember when I opened it for Lee Black. Here's what happened. This happened several times because they would pull you up in check systems and there's no record, there's no inquiries, there's nothing, and you're like, okay, I was a guy at that point I was in my early 30s. So you're a guy in your early 30s, and you've never had a bank account. Like, we've never pulled you. Now there's a couple different services. So if you knew the names of the other banks that use the other service, it made sense that, okay, maybe he did go through the other service and that's why we don't have an inquiry. And so they were but they were always iffy. So I remember walking in and they pulled my credit, or they pulled Lee Black's credit. Nothing came up. So of course it's odd. So it wasn't a teller, it was a regular whatever. They called the people that work at the bank, a bank employee. She had pulled my information. So she goes over and she goes, well, hold on a second. She walks over to the manager, and the manager that hands her my ID, and she explains the situation. She glances over at me. She holds up my ID, and she does the whole tilting it back and forth to see the hologram. And she could see the hologram. And I remember thinking, this is an employee of a bank. She knows what to look for. Like, she's going to notice that it's worn down, that it's beat up, that she's going to notice also, but she's going to notice that the hologram doesn't go through my information. And so she looked at it and she goes, looked at the woman, she was like, handed her back, whatever she said, oh, this looks fine to me, it's fine, go ahead, here. Handed it to her, walked over, and the woman put it down, and she started typing, opened up a
Business checking has always been just checking. Until now, introducing U.S. Bank Business Essentials. Business checking combined with card payment processing. You get no monthly maintenance fee and quick access to the money you've earned. Simplify how you do business. That's the power of us.
Game of Thrones King's Road is now available on both PC and mobile with Google Play Games. Experience the Game of Thrones universe on a larger PC screen. And carve your legend in the Seven Kingdoms with enhanced mouse and keyboard controls. Earn Google Play points for every purchase.
Checking account for me. So now I have
a
checking account. I have a bank account in the name of this guy using this fake ID. I've got credit cards in his name. I remember what I did then was I turned around and I kept pulling his credit. Well, at some point I pulled his credit. After 6 months, actually, it was exactly 6 months. I was pulling these guys' credit every month just to see like why, because no credit score was showing up. I have 3 credit cards and no credit score showing up, but I didn't understand why. I'm like, what's happening? And back then there wasn't YouTube videos telling you what happens and how it works. There wasn't all this scores to get a loan. It's just I'm going to get a really horrible loan. Or I could have gone FHA. I would have to make all the documents, but I could cover all that. By this point, I knew I could cover that. By this point, I'm making fake bank accounts. I'm making fake companies. I'm buying shell companies, corporations. I'm putting up. I'm getting business numbers. And you know what's interesting about getting like a business phone number that was registered in the business directory, because that was like a thing. Like the underwriters would say, okay, well, this guy's got a business and he has a business phone number, but it has to be listed in the business directory. It had to be listed to an actual house or an actual property that they could call. One time we actually had one of the, not once, we had this a few times. I actually had a business line hooked up to an abandoned house. And then we went and forwarded it to another phone number, to a cell phone. So it actually went to a house that was abandoned, but you actually had an address. And you could mail stuff there, and I could actually get the mail. Point is this. Listen, there was all kinds of problems. I remember one time, not one time, why I keep saying one time, this happened all the time. I would get these credit cards, and I would order the credit cards, and I'd have them mailed to, UPS or whatever, mailboxes, etc. And of course, the credit card companies would actually say, they would actually send a letter back saying, hey, listen, that we're not going to mail you the card or we can't issue the card because this is like a private mailbox. It's not an actual residence. If we're wrong about this, please provide us a utility bill saying that this is a real address. So I would just go get my utility bill and I'd change my account number and my name. I just I'd glue it over. I'd make a copy of it. I'd put the address I wanted for the box, and I'd mail it back to him and say, "Gee, I don't know what's wrong. I would give him my address, which had my ID, which had that address on it. And I said, "That's crazy. This is my address, and here's my utility bill." Bam! They'd immediately mail the card. I just look back on that and I think, you were insane. Like, all the things that I was doing, it was insane. And the thing is, there was nothing out there to show you how to do this. It was just trial and error. At 6 months, I pulled this guy's credit, Lee Black's credit, and he had perfect credit. He had like a 680 or 690 credit score. And back then, that was an amazingly good credit card. Nobody had 800 credit scores. It was outrageous. I owned a mortgage company for, 4 or 5 years. I could tell you there was maybe less than a dozen times I ever saw anybody with over an 800 credit score. Almost never happened. Now, I was dealing in subprime, but I was also an FHA lender and a conventional lender and a VA lender. We're pulling hundreds of credit reports every day, still very seldomly. And now 800 is obtainable. More people have 800 credit scores. You could put anything on somebody's credit back then, anything. Now you're limited. So now Lee Black has, 600, 700 credit scores, high 600, low 700, because you get 3 bureaus. So like one of them was like 705, one's like 690, one's 695. So they're all basically 700. So he's got 700 credit scores. He's got 3 secured credit cards. I turned around. Now, I obviously bought a bunch of properties in his name. So I applied for more credit cards, unsecured credit cards. And I'm getting credit cards for $4,000, $5,000, $2,000. I went and got like a Home Depot card. It was $1,500.
Peter Piper used the smart buying tools from Amazon Business and positively prospered.
And I turned around and I remember I went and I got, I don't even know if this company still exists. It was American General Finance. So I went to American General and I applied for a personal loan. I called them and I applied over the phone and I got a personal loan, and it was like $7,500. No, it was $5,500, because I remember I turned around and I went to Citi. It was like a Citi Financial, and I got a $7,500 personal loan. And then I went to the bank and I tried to apply. And I remember I was denied at the bank. So I called a couple of banks. And I finally got somebody on the phone who explained to me that the bank actually offered like a $15,000. No, it was like 15 or 12 at the time. It was 15. Like, they offered like a $15,000 personal loan. And they said the underwriting requirements were that you had to have 3 trade lines. You had to have over a 650 credit score. You had to have 3 trade lines. You had to be on your job for over 2 years. Oh, they would lend you double whatever you made in a month. So if you made $7,000. They'd lend you 14 grand. So they would lend you up to 15 though. So if you made 8,000 and doubled it, that's 16,000. But they wouldn't lend you 16. They'd only lend you up to 15. So I just waited. I waited a year. I bought a few properties in this guy's name, made some payments. At that point, I think his credit scores had dropped. I think they were like, but they were still over 650. They were like, whatever, 670, 680. And I remember calling the bank after a year and saying, hey, listen, I want to apply for a personal loan. So I applied for this personal loan with this guy. And so I apply for the loan. I give them all the information. They come back, they go, and I remember I made a pay stub that said he had made like $7,400. So I got a personal loan of $14,800. And I couldn't believe it. I immediately thought, if it works once, it's gonna work again. So
y'all get the point. Y'all get what I'm talking about, though, right? But y'all think it's a game, though. Y'all think I don't be out here working. Like, y'all don't think I don't be giving people calls, or like I don't be giving people these gems. I gave one call on the phone. Just don't stop. I really be out here helping people get money. Yeah, I know. You're not ready for your call? It's on to the next call. I ain't got time for that.
Yep, it's good.
What's the word?
Hold up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's the word? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, fam. What's the word?
What's the word? You got your 5 questions ready?
Shoot, I don't even know where to start, man. Honestly, I'm just happy to actually be on the call, get into it. The universe works crazy.
You thought we were gonna call you?
I mean, it's not that I didn't think that you weren't on call. I just didn't really, life just basically took over, bro. In all honesty. So I'm out here, pulling audibles left and right. And then, you finally get to the call and it's like, all right, this is the information that could kind of give me the leverage I need. So appreciate it.
So let's get to it. What's what you need to know? 5 questions.
Sure. All right. So the first thing I guess we should probably talk about is the actual the load that we started with. So I ran through the directions, but I wasn't sure if I had actually got the directions related to what I was talking about. Well, at least like what I had thought I was buying, because I followed the links, the onions, went to all the sites. I got to basically something that it didn't really match the directions, so I wasn't sure exactly if I was doing the same thing. Like, it didn't seem to know anything about me. So that's why I hit you back. I was like, hey, look, I went through all the directions, is this how we're supposed to do it? And you had told me, like, no, follow directions. If you need more help, get the lessons. So I was like, oh, all right, bet. And that's, what kind of, sparked me to, get to where we at now. So that's the first question. How do we actually, get that to work? And, just leave it right there, open-ended.
So like, okay, like you just like, so like what question do you have? Like what you wanted to learn first? Like what you wanted to learn first?
What do I want to learn first? Man, you kind of put me on the spot.
I mean, you're supposed to have your 5 questions together when you get your lessons, you gotta like know what you gotta want to learn. So this won't happen right here. Like I can teach you some stuff that you might not even want to learn about. You got no attention in. This will be a waste of my time and your time. That's why I tell people to have their 5 questions together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call you back. Have your 5 questions together next time I call you.
Okay. Should I have an expectation of when you call him back?
Just be ready. I'll write you.
Oh shoot! All right, cool. I'm gonna work on it then.
It ain't gonna be too long. I got you.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right. You got time for that. Y'all got to know, like. Trying to get y'all out the way. Then people be writing back like the next day, like, yeah, I'm online. Like, bro, that was yesterday, man. I am not trying to be on the phone all damn day. I got you. I gotta upload a video right now that we speak. Y'all get to kick it with me today to behind the scenes for a little bit. What's up, everybody? Start getting major loan. Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems. Back at it again with the sauce. You know I'm back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you're tired of being a zero. You're ready to be your family hero. Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad, get your pen. Because you already know I got some information that's going to help you win. All right, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Citizens Equity First Federal Credit Union. All right, they giving out the bag. They got $10,000 bad credit personal loans for you. 16, 15, 15, 45. What's up, members? And we are back at it again with the gems. We back at it again with the sauce. We back at it again with the information that's going to turn you to a boss. So you're tired of being a zero. You're ready to be your family hero. Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad, get your pen, because I already know. You already know. Papa coming home, about to get that. I got some gems that's going to help you win. All right, in today's video, just like the last video, we back at it with On Point Credit Union. We on the business side. Yes, the business side. They got some business options, business loans, new startup loan options, all that bad credit that you can utilize for your new small startup business. And invest and be more blessed. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the business side of how you start making some money. All right, so when it comes to business credit, a lot of people are under the impression they'll see they get an EIN number, but they want their money back. 5,000, 2,000. Reveal, make sure you see his face, make sure you're doing legit business, and you are getting what you paid for. All right, before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only. Not telling anybody to do anything, so let's get this thing started. What to do, my real King Hussle fans, supporters, and subscribers out there, my real Hussle Nation Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems. We're back at it again with the sauce. We're back at it again with the information that's going to turn you to a boss. So you're tired of being a zero. You're ready to be your family hero. Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad, get your pen, because I already know. You already know. Papa coming home, about to get that. I got some gems that's going to help you win. All right, in today's video, just like the last video, we back at it with On Point Credit Union. We on the business side. Yes, the business side. They got some business options, business loans, new startup loan options, all that bad credit that you can utilize for your new small startup business. I had to upload another YouTube video, man. Y'all behind the scenes with me today. Now, what this is?
So I'm gonna just do the voice memo because I'm driving. But yes, I work. I'm a hairstylist and I have a website selling products. I also own a commercial cleaning franchise with my mother. Our territory is in Washington, D.C. and Virginia. It's veteran, minority, women-owned business. We currently have our certifications for veteran-owned and going for a few other ones, all the ones that we are able to obtain. But outside of that, I'm also...
All right, watch this. Watch this ism I put on there. Watch this ism I put on there. They janky as hell outside. Okay. I feel you on that. Ain't nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur, but you know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, when it comes to me, my whole goal is to helping people make some money, and I got to make sure they making some money on their end, because at the end of the day, it takes money to make money. Nothing in life is free. So I looked at your pictures. I see some potential. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was asking you those questions, because just by looking at you, I see that, it'll be a group of people in the world that will be entertained by you and your beauty. You know how the world works. People like women. Women get more views than men because y'all can do more. It's more women in the world than men. So when I told you that, my specialty is investing into women or helping women get to the places they need, that's what I do. I rather work with women than men, because I don't want to be around no dudes all day. I'd rather be around beautiful ladies that I can make some money with and help grow in life and invest and be more blessed. So that's my whole goal. That's my whole, outlook on what we possibly can do. Because at the end of the day, anybody become a millionaire. You just got to listen. You got to be willing to learn. Because at the end of the day, once you learn, your turn will come very soon. So, that's why I got to ask those questions. I got to see if you're single, how many kids you got. Because maybe we got to travel and do this and do that, and you got kids and you can't do that, and you got to get a babysitter. Maybe you got a man and he not be feeling you being around me, because you know what I'm saying, like, he can't do the things that I do, and you know how that be. So I got to ask these type of questions, because like I asked you, who ball is you? Because if you're gonna work with me, you're gonna be my ball, and I got a rack of balls. Now I'm not saying that I'm just out here a player and just mingling with all these women, but I'm gonna be working with multiple women, because at the end of the day, we're gonna be a team, and the dream is to win. If we can't win together, then what's the point? The king got to lead his queens and his people to the promised land, and that's what I'm doing. And the world likes to see women getting along together, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make some money. We're gonna invest and be more blessed. Get whatever that we're gonna figure out what you want to do. Figure out how we're gonna make some money, and figure out how we're gonna invest into that so we can be more blessed. How that sound? Man, I don't know what that is. They messing up my ism on the what the hell? What the hell, y'all? Oh, they getting their carpet clean next door. They messing up my flow. What the huss? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for. Hold on, wait. And at the end of the day, it's all about being diverse. It's all about having an open mind and having, understanding that the more hustles that you have, the more avenues that you have to making money is always great. So it's not all about, my whole thing is letting people know, like, okay, if you own these businesses, how are you promoting your business? How are you getting your product out there? And that's why they got social media platforms. They got Instagram, they got Telegram, they got Snapchat, they got YouTube, they got Facebook. So you have to put your product out there. Okay, how are you going to get customers? People don't understand that building a platform and a brand in different avenues will get you more customers. So I tell people, like, your best bet to promote your product and promote you to be able to sell something is do a YouTube. Let people know who you are, so you can let people know what your product is, and you never know what can happen after that. So if you sell hair, if you do hair, whatever, you got to let the people out there in the world know what you're doing and how good your product is. So there's a lot of people that be like, oh, I don't want to show my face on camera, but you posting pictures on TikTok and Facebook or on YouTube or Telegram or wherever, Instagram all day. You don't, so make it make sense. Can't be lazy. Straight up, bitch. A chick can tell you, hey, I don't want to put my face on camera. I don't want to be, but y'all posting pictures on YouTube and TikTok, not in YouTube, but Instagram and TikTok and doing TikTok videos all day. Like, y'all, they don't make any logical sense. Like, what the, like, y'all just be knowing that y'all ain't got nothing going on. Like, a woman to post all type of little cute pictures and TikToks, but then when it comes to making some money to being on camera, they don't want to do it. What? No woman would never wants to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. What do women really want to do in life? Like, what do y'all be want to do? Y'all never want to do nothing productive. Y'all always want to just go have fun and be catered to and just feel happy. Like, man, we got to spend all this money and this money ain't making nothing back. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What the helly? What the helly on? What the heliante? What the Halliburton? What the LeBron James? Like, share, comment, subscribe. What it do? Can you hear me? You gotta turn your mic on or something. Hello? What the helly? I'm trying to get these people out the way. I don't want to hear nobody. I got new people coming in. Hello? Man, hello? I can hear you. I can hear you. But you in the bathroom?
No, my bad, man. I don't know what's going on with my phone. I had to go get my earphones, but I appreciate this, man. It's been a long time coming, man.
Now you sound like you in the bathroom or in a jail cell or something.
Oh, no, I'm at my house with these earphones, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry for the quality, all right, their quality, but I'm going to be quick with you, bro.
It's all good. It's all good. So make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. We on another lesson called letting y'all know that these gems is real and the people out here really getting what they need. So let's get to it. What's your question?
All right. So, also, I need you to guide me step by step on how to get on a cash check. On how to use the cards and the phone, how to spots, reviews as well.
You said what? I can barely hear you, bro.
Okay. So, I need you to guide me.
Uh-huh.
That's my dad.
Uh-huh.
On how to successfully get on the cash app.
Okay. Go open up the method. They janky.
Alright, let's go back to the file and Alright, so I had 2023, 2024 one that you sent me like way back when I first hit you up.
Way back. What's the bin number?
Bin number is 410.
You good?
Alright, so You go ahead and open that up. Password.
Hold on. Can I listen to that shit on here? Hold on, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't have a man or anything like that. I don't have a baby father. Yeah, I love the way that sounds. But yeah, I don't have a man or anything like that. I don't have a baby father. He passed away. So really, it's just me and my children. Again, I work with my mother. As far as like getting a babysitter, I just need to know in advance. And hopefully, if my mom's been traveling or if she's and money, then I can make arrangements to, get like a nanny or something like that, so that they can do whatever they need to do, and I can do whatever I need to do. So we'll make it work. It's always ways to make things work. But yeah, having children, I think,
Y'all gotta get y'all ism together.
not a burden. I think that's
All right, I'm ready. I got y'all.
No, I'm talking. You can hear my the little voice message that's playing right now.
A little bit, but I ain't really. I'm just gonna make so I can do what I gotta do.
Especially in this economy, build generational wealth. I need to leave.
I'll listen to that shit in a second.
And they'll be all right. So that makes me really even harder.
Hold on, let me mute this thing on.
Gotcha. And Foxy site?
And like I said, it all depends.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. And all right, next question. All right, I appreciate that, man. All right, next one.
For sure.
And as far as buying the cards and the feed, I need to plug on that. It's like what channel do I go to? Your specific. Okay. And let's see. And then two more questions, bro. Two more questions.
I got you.
All right. And now, as far as the Bitcoin Cash App rule that I paid for back in July 9th, what's up with that? All right, so it's just getting the right side spot parts. Okay, that's cool. Again, all right. Okay, so I'm sending you the address now.
All right.
That's the wallet address.
All right.
All right, and then boom, the last one here, really is too. It's really a recommendation, man. It's really to see. Well, I really want to give you the premium channel because eventually I want to pay you for mentorship, right? Eventually I want to climb up the ladder and pay you for mentorship, all right? So that's future business, all right? It's future business that I want to do. But right now, I'm just trying to come up off this, you know what I'm saying? So I can get my business together and do what I got to do, right? So I want to see if you have like a recommended bank log site for this bank log. Okay. So I got you. So I can come to you for that too as well upon availability. All right, I'll just inquire. There's it. Gotcha. All right, bro. All right, now, bro, that was really all the questions, bro. Now, is there like a card that I can get with this, bro? Say no more. I got you, bro. I got you, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and run it, and I'm gonna tap in with you with the results and everything, and then I just keep tapping in with you, bro. Like I said, I'm trying to stay plugged in with you, so I appreciate this, man.
All day.
Definitely.
Real life lessons. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Damn. Like, share, comment, subscribe. What it do? Accurate. What it do? Dang. DG. What is good? What's good? We live. Y'all behind the scenes with me for the day. Ask me questions. Ask me anything y'all want to ask me. We getting it in. Shout out to everybody who's tapped into my Twitter, my Twitch, my YouTubes.
Sorry, that message got messed up. I'm about to meet with somebody, but what I was basically saying is I agree 100% with you when it comes to advertising.
Fuck all that. Who you finna meet with? Don't play with me. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Y'all want me to do another lesson? Y'all want to hear me do another lesson? Y'all want to hear me do another? Oh, let me do this thumbnail. Come on, like that. You trying to do pressure washing? I like these type of text messages too. You see it? Oh, you can't even. So all my ladies out there is watching this. If you ain't sending me messages like that, Yes, my friend got a pressure washer on Facebook Market. All right, so start pressure washing. What you need, like what you trying to do with that? You 14? I had to switch to IRL mode. You only 14? I had to switch it to IRL mode, y'all. I'm trying to get y'all together. Listen, if you only 14, bro, your best thing is to start like walking around. Where you from? Start like cutting grass and doing little, you know what I'm saying, little side hustles and start getting some money so you can start, you know what I'm saying? Or have somebody buy you a pressure washer and start pressure washing. You in Florida? You better go, I don't know what y'all got out there. Like, share, comment, subscribe. It's hot. What we talking about now? So start practicing and start, you know what I'm saying? Promoting your business. Even if you gotta do a couple of jobs for free, just to get the content to post and let people know like you do a good job. Cause you do it for free, you do a good job, they're gonna start paying you. They don't want you to come back. You gotta get your hustle on. That was some good Kool-Aid. So remember I told y'all all right, look. So listen. When we get my Twitch to 500 subscribers and my King Hustle Live channel to certain subscribers, I mean 6 of these. I mean 6 hot chips when we get my main channel to 1,000 subscribers, Twitch to 500. I mean 6 of these. Then we got the 2 Patera. Y'all see that? You know what I'm saying? Y'all behind the scenes with me today. Y'all see everything that I do when I ain't on live. Chill out. Dang. Didn't I just? Had to put y'all in IRL mode for a second. What was your first hustle to become where you at right now? My first hustle that got me through the door. Drugs. Yep. That was my first. That was how I made it. Start making a little couple dollars. Took that money, started doing other stuff. Now I'm here today. Oh yeah, anybody in here? Anybody in here in Houston, Texas? Y'all, I got a dispensary. I got a flower shop in Houston, Texas. Make sure y'all go tap in. Bomb House Flowers or exotics. But we just don't say flowers. My bad, y'all. I gotta make these thumbnails. Drop these videos so y'all that y'all want. No. What the hell? What the hell on? What the haliente? What the Halliburton? What the? If we had 2 pounds of money. Dog, they messing up my whole. Hey, that's loud in the background, right? I need to turn it down. I need to bring that up a little bit. What's that?